the pigeon pose, I should say, is definitely what I'm working on. And it really comes down to hip mobility. So we've got it. Now, this is kind of cool, right? Because we talk about asymmetrical shifts in NASM. Now, this is something where you're doing totally different things on one side of the body versus the other. And you, again, will, from an assessment standpoint, be able to see there's going to be a lot of differences in one side of your body versus the other. So if we're looking at this gentleman's front leg, he's got that in that figure 4. First and foremost, you'll see how nice his knee is actually laying on the ground. A lot of times somebody's knee will be elevated. It won't have that ability just to lay flat. And you can see he's in a relaxed position. He's not holding his breath. He's not struggling here. So sometimes they'll use aids and guides of other ways to get around it. But when you look at that front leg, he's definitely getting some good hip capsule mobility. And gentlemen, I think we all need to address this right now, that a lot of us are going to be very restricted in the hip capsules. And this is what happens when you can't get into a deep squat. This is what happens when you're doing certain exercise and you just feel that tightness. So this is a great mobilization for the hip capsule on the front leg. You're also going to get piriformis. So if you have that overactivity in the piriformis, you're going to see that there. Then if we were to look at his back leg or his right leg, depending on how flexible you are, if you can rotate your femur all the way over, you're going to get primarily just hip flexors. But in the position that he's in right there, you're getting adductors and hip flexor at the same time. As we know, there are hip flexors that do adduction, so this is great, but you get a ton right there. Now, some of the progressions on pigeon, you're going to see them fall gracefully fall forward into that front leg and then actually put in some rotation. So this position here is the starting position, but some of this more advanced, they could lie their chest towards their knee. Some people can get completely on their knee, and then they would rotate further towards away from that left leg and get some thoracic rotation. Then if they have the extensibility in the upper extremity, they can get even lats in there.